Hey, welcome back to the channel. The sun's not quite up today. It looks like I got going before the sun did. The barn cats have been fed. I'm heading into the eBay office. We had one thing sell in the store overnight, and that was an album of those 78 records. I kind of knew that one would sell. There was one record in it that kind of, I think, was a little hot. I could probably have sold that on its own, but that's another story. In the meantime, it's time to get in here and get a cup of coffee working and get that thing boxed up and out to the post office. Okay, so it was album B that sold last night, and that's H, G, and there's B. So I had some thoughts while I was lying in bed last night about these things, and you see I've already got them wrapped in plastic, but I was having some concerns about these shipping the way they are. I mean, I could wrap them in bubble wrap, but the shellac records inside, I don't know if they're going to be... Yeah, they should be okay, right?
They'll be fine!
I was thinking maybe putting bubble wrap between each layer of the records inside here. But when I look at it now, I don't think that there would be space for that to work. So I just got to be careful in how I box this up. So it doesn't get a lot of pressure from any side. But it gets even pressure so that the records don't snap in transit. So let me go find a box and then we'll start packaging this thing up.
Find that box!
Alright, so I got a layer of bubble wrap around it. There's a layer of packing paper underneath it, and I just put a roll of, to fill in the spaces, a roll of bubble wrap on the end over on this side. And I'm rolling up another piece, and we're going to shove that down on this side. And that should give extra protection there as well. I pray this makes it through the U.S. Postal Service. There is, like I said, there is one record in particular in this batch of records that I know is probably worth $100 or more. We sold this whole batch of records for $40. And part of the reason why we went so low is that we're selling all of each one of these albums at roughly the same price. And I didn't want to get crazy with the pricing. More than anything, I wanted to get them out the door. I paid $40 for everything that was on the trailer, so this one sale pays for everything that we picked up that day.
We have got our money back.
Which sets us right. That one record that's in here, because of the name that's in the title, would cause some problems with eBay just in listing it, because I would have to name the title of the record. And there is a politically incorrect word that's in the title of the record.
It's horrible. I just can't say the word. I just can't say the word.
I don't know if that's what makes the record so expensive, but I know that it's rare. And I know that a collector, if he was going through and looking, because we did put in the listing, we did put a partial title of the record inside the listing, but not in the title, right? So it was buried along with 12 other records.
Totally buried the lead.
It was there, and I had the ID identifier of the record, so the number on the filing on the record was there as well. So a collector would know what they were looking for. So somebody got a decent priced record in this batch. And that's why I'm concerned about the shipping on it so much, is that I know that obviously we'll reimburse them if something bad happens, but I think they're looking at this more as an investment. So this is going out to Emmeline in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to put some tape on this, get a label on it, And Debbie's going to make the postal run here this morning as soon as she gets back from her workout. As you can see, we got fragile stickers all over this thing. So we trust it'll get there. It's solid. Nothing's moving around inside. It's got even pressure all the way around it. So I have faith that this is going to make it to Pennsylvania safely. And Emmeline is going to enjoy her new 78 RPM records.
But CDs will never have the presence of an original 78.
So it's getting a little warm in here. I had to take my my jacket off. It's that weird time of the year where you don't know if you need a jacket or not. It's 50 some degrees outside, but in here it's 73. So it's short sleeve shirt weather still inside the eBay office. Hey, I wanted to bring you up to speed on a couple things I had talked about in the past. I'm walking around with this in my hand. If you remember, I picked this up at an auction, and the owner of the radio was at the estate auction, so she was there while her things were being sold off. And I went to pick this up. We bought it it was an online auction. So all I had to do was go in and register and pick up my items, and this was there. And she came up to me, and she swore that it worked, that it sat beside her every day at work, kept her company at work, which is awesome to get that kind of testimony when you pick something up. And I made the joke in our video, a video or so ago, that I hope it worked and that she wasn't just sitting there listening to music nobody else could hear.
You hear any music?
So the answer to the question of whether that was the case is it works. Sorta. Sorta it works. If she was listening to the radio, it absolutely worked. If she was listening to audio cassette, because it's got a cassette deck in it right here on the front, it absolutely works. That's cool. But she absolutely was not listening to CDs, because the CD player delivers an error code. Now, that error code could be misalignment of the laser, could be the lens needs cleaned inside. I know that it spins up. In fact, there was at one point in time where it actually saw a track, but it wouldn't play it. But now it's just throwing an error code. Error. I don't know. If somebody had the wherewithal, they could probably fix it. I'm not going to invest the time in it. What I'm going to do is probably just clean it up. It needs some cleaning. And we're going to sell it as an operating radio cassette player, and the CD's non-functional. And we'll describe why, what happened with it not being functional. The other thing I wanted to bring you up to speed on, if you recall, we shipped out a Radio Shack Archer amplified antenna, and the buyer insisted that it was crushed in transit, like the whole box was crushed, like destroyed.
It's destroyed.
To the point where it not only destroyed the box, it destroyed the bubble wrap that it was that the item was in, and broke the plastic housing around the amplified antenna to the point where the batteries, the battery compartment would no longer hold batteries. So that sounds smashed to me. And they wanted a refund. We requested photos of the damage for a couple reasons. We want to ensure we didn't do something wrong in the way we packaged it. And number two, everything we ship is insured through the U.S. Postal Service. And if I've got pictures that show that it was damaged, odds are real good, and not that we'd make a claim, but odds are real good the post office would offer to make it right if we talk to him, because we have a good relationship with the postmaster.
He's the postmaster and the justice of the peace.
In any case, I requested photographs, evidence. I wanted to see what was going on with it.
We need to see those photos.
But we went ahead and reimbursed anyway, because we do have a refund policy, and I want customer satisfaction. So I err in judgment on the side of the buyer, right? We asked 3 times for photos, and the buyer went silent after they got the refund.
What are you talking about? Check your gear. Running diagnostics now, Captain.
We blocked the buyer, quite frankly. I have to, while I gave them the benefit of the doubt, I gave them their money back. The fact that they're not communicating and didn't communicate after multiple attempts tells me that that package may not have been crushed. I question it.
Something about it isn't right.
While they probably would never come back and try to run a scam on us again, I just wanted to make sure that they couldn't, so we blocked them.
Good block.
We didn't get a positive review for our immediate response to them and our fast shipping and our immediate refund. We got a neutral review because the package was damaged, which again, we have no proof that that was the case. I had left them positive review, as I often do. If you buy something from us, you pay us quickly. Again, error on the side of the buyer. I trust I'm selling to an honorable person.
I trust people. I trust you.
So we left them a positive, they left us a neutral. I had to comment on the neutral that they left us and basically point out nothing derogatory about the buyer other than just the facts, right? We requested photos and did not receive them. We did everything that we were obligated to do, I felt. Yet we got neutral feedback, and I was thankful that they didn't give us negative feedback. So I'm very grateful for that.
For every big mistake you make, be grateful.
But anyway, that brings you up to speed on a couple comments I made in past videos. What I'm going to do is go down to the other end of the room here and delist 10 items, list similar. I haven't done that in a few days, mainly because I've been heads down working in these records in the 78 RPMs. I still have a lot of the trailer to clean out. I still have Jeep stuff to list. The Jeep stuff, by the way, is selling, which is awesome. If you remember that day, we bought all those Jeep parts and a bunch of stuff that filled up the table out there, right? And for $48.
$48.
We've already sold $300 in Jeep parts. I estimated the Jeep parts were only going to be worth $200. And like I said, we've already sold 300 and we haven't even gone through them all. The stuff on the table, we listed maybe 10% of the stuff that was on the table and it has sold already. And we've probably made $80 to $100 off the little stuff we've sold off the table.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
I'm going to go back to a regular routine this morning and try to just move some things around in the store. Although Debbie's been moving stuff around in the store a lot, and she's going to be doing that today as well. We still have some VHS movies that are sitting outside this door in a bin. The weather's going to start getting cool real soon, and we want to get those in a climate-controlled environment, which is this room, or in the house overflow room. So today, she's going to go through those and either move them inside or move them inside here and get them in different bins, which means she'll be in the store giving them all new SKUs and moving them around. So for you, the end user, going into the eBay store, you won't see a thing. For the algorithm at eBay, they'll go, oh my goodness, you guys are doing a ton of stuff in the eBay store. So, and for some reason, that brings our listings to the top when people go to look for things.
Hey, it just came up.
It's early in the morning still. It's still a couple hours before the real gig starts for me. So I'm going to try to knock some things out this morning. And before I jump into the other thing. And about the time I jump into the other thing, that's when Debbie will jump into the eBay stuff. So eBay starts 5:30, 6-ish in the morning for us, and usually doesn't turn off until about 7 at night because, again, I do some things prior to 8:30 in the morning, and then I jump on it again after 5 o'clock p.m. So my total investment is somewhere in 3 to 4 hours a day. Whereas Debbie's moving stuff around quite frequently. So anyway, I'm going to go do my tasks, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So we finished the delisting of 10 items and relisting of 10 items. And it's a good thing because the pricing was off on quite a few things. So there's dust on my printer. How's that for shiny, shiny? Squirrel.
Squirrel! Where?
Getting distracted. In any case, I want to go over with you a list of things that are sold in the store recently. Big shout out to Robert in Conneaut, Ohio for buying the Jeep door surrounds. They were for a Jeep Wrangler JK. Complete set with the knobs. Sometimes we don't get the knobs when we buy that stuff. This one had complete set of knobs. So if you go out and look on our eBay store, you'll see that we've got door surrounds for TJs and JKs, and some of those don't have knobs. But the knobs are easy to find. They're like $6. You can find a full set somewhere.
I've got the knob for this job, so let's get on with it.
Big thanks to Dustin in Lafayette, Indiana, for buying the Jeep Wrangler JK right quarter rear window. And it is a tinted window for an OEM soft top. Jeff in Delphos, Ohio, bought some of those shellac 78 RPM records that were in a book. We've covered them multiple times in previous videos, so I think you guys know what they are. Thanks, Jeff, for buying those. Faith in Charlotte bought a vintage chrome glass ashtray. I swear, when I found this ashtray, it looked metal to me, but it was glass. So it's a pretty cool ashtray, about 4 inches round, about an inch tall. Pretty cool ashtray. Hannah in Los Angeles bought a vintage Vivitar PS120 35mm point and shoot camera. It came with a Samsonite case. We tested that camera as well, so it's in good working order. So thanks, Hannah, for buying that from us. Leland in Fort Worth, Texas bought a CD from us, classic country early 60s, various artists. It was new and sealed. We got that in a large CD collection. It's interesting, a lot of the CDs we buy, we get from estate sales, but we find people buy CDs and just never open them.
Never been opened.
They just sit, they buy them, put them on the shelf, and there they sit. So we're happy to pass those along to you. Joel in Summers, Connecticut bought Roger Daltrey, Rocks in the Head on CD. Charles in Napoleon, Michigan bought some of those 78 RPM records. So thanks, Charles, for buying those. Ashad in Windsor Mill, Maryland bought Xbox 360 game. It was NBA 2015, 2K15, as they say. Tested and in good condition. Charles in Silver Spring, Maryland bought some more of those shellac records, those 78 RPM records. Thanks, Charles, for buying those from us. And Aubrey in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, bought a Rusty Wallace #2 Miller Lite Racing NASCAR ball cap. And it was in pretty good shape. We've got some more of those. I just haven't listed them in the store yet. They're in our eBay overflow room as part of... I know where they're at. I need to get in there and start digging into that pile. I'm thinking maybe that's a winter project, since I'm trying to clean out the stuff outside this room, which is not climate controlled. So I'm trying to get all the non-climate controlled stuff listed, filed, and sorted and into a climate controlled environment.
Like one of those biodomes.
Scott in Ridgefield, Washington bought some of those shellac records. Victor, Columbia, Emerson labels, so 12 records in a bound binder. Again, you guys have seen them multiple times. Richard in Shirley, New York bought same thing, some more of those shellac records. I told you they were selling. Mike in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota bought ELO Out of the Blue on 8-track. That 8-track literally was listed for, I think, a half hour, and then it was gone. I've got more 8-tracks outside the door here, and they're on my list. They're the ones that need to get into climate control here pretty soon. Jeanette in Newark, Ohio. Jeanette bought Women's District VIT fleece sweatshirt. Peach color. It says Midwest right across the chest. It's a little pullover. Sarah in Waterville, Maine. Yeah, Waterville, Maine. Bought 2 People magazines from us. Sexiest Man Alive with Adam Levine and Chris Hemsworth on the covers. Not together, separate covers. 2 magazines from People magazine.
You could get in People magazine.
Jai Kong in Staten Island, New York, bought the Sony CyberShot DSC P100 digital camera from us. So thank you for that. Danny in Pocomoke City, Maryland, Bought the vintage Ingram electric alarm clock, model 49-009. Richard in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, bought some of the shellac records. See, they're selling like hotcakes. You know, where did that phrase come from? Selling like hotcakes.
What are we having?
Hotcakes.
Oh, well, I'll think of some way to get him in.
Thanks, Richard, for buying those. Robert in Fallsburg, New York, bought the AT&T EL52119 cordless answering system. Again, we picked that up at an estate sale. It was in the box. It looked like it had been used, but this person that we bought from, right, their estate, they like to keep the boxes on everything. We picked up a lot of stuff that was pre-owned, obviously used, but came with its original box. And when we went to that estate sale, I remember this specifically, we won this electronics lot, and all the electronics were in one location in the house, in a closet. It was perfect. We just cleaned the closet out. It was that simple.
What do you say we start cleaning out his closet?
So that covers all 23 items since we last talked. Brings you guys up to speed. I tell you, we're pretty excited. I've got a new camera showing up today, and hopefully, if you notice anything about this camera, it gets a little fuzzy around the edges sometimes. Sometimes the focus comes in and out. I noticed in the last video with Debbie that she was out of focus the whole time, and I tried to get her in focus, couldn't manage to do it. So the camera's a little wonky sometimes. It's an old Sony camera. We picked it up at an auction. So we paid next to nothing for it, and it's been a workhorse for us, and it'll still be a workhorse for us. We'll probably keep it for use for various shots around the place. But anyway, I got a new camera coming up. I'm kind of excited about it, and I'll show it to you when it gets here. And poof, just like that, we got a new camera. New wide view, which I'm digging. I'm digging it a lot. I like the clarity of this camera. I played with it a little bit before I shot this. I'm going to play with it a lot more. The next video will be 100% on this camera, without a doubt. It's just so much more clear and has such a better view of things. I think we're all going to like it. This camera is not going to be retired. We're still going to use it. It's jerry-rigged audio receiver and everything. It's been a good workhorse. It's been hanging around since 2008, and it still has a lot more years, I think, in it now that we're going to limited use with it. So in the meantime, please like and subscribe. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you next time.